Mosconi Cup. Thought Ruiz really turned a corner in the team event. And I'm sure Mickey Krause will do the same at some point.
Well, for Mickey Krause, it's a novel experience, this. Not very often he plays someone who is more than half a century his senior. Krause is just 25 years of age.
Trying to hit my ball. It shows you how I don't get in the middle of the ball, doesn't it? Steve Davis always told me, come back the same way as he went up.
The referee retrieves the cue ball after dropping it in the pocket. Krause won the lag. And it will be Mickey Krause to get this match underway. You are not reading it wrong. It is Mickey Krause versus Barry Hearn. And this is rack one. You never know what's going to happen on the break shot in the game of 9-ball. Sometimes this happens where you break off and you land on the lowest ball. Krause has a look at the 2 ball here, that's the blue 2, but I think it's the pink 4 ball, yes. If you look where the pink 4 ball is, well, it does go in the bottom right corner pocket. But he's got to get from the red 3 down the left side of the table, so he's going to need an angle from this opening shot. But he's got work to do in this rack, Phil. So much so, he's tried to disturb a few things, and I think that's worked out well because the green 6 was also in a funny position. Now he's clattered the balls all in the open, all the balls go. Doesn't matter who you're playing, doesn't matter if it's Barry Hearn or Joshua Filler, the first rack against anybody, you always feel a little unnervy. You've got to play a few nice shots. Angle on the purple 5 is key in this rack now. So after potting this 4 ball, he's got to make sure he's got an angle. And with him walking round here, Phil, he might have to leave it quite long. He's drawing it back off the side rail. You can see how straight he is. And he's lost his cue ball. It doesn't matter whether you're playing Barry Hearn, Phil Yates, or Joshua Filler. 9-ball pool is a funny old fickle game. Unless you've experienced it and you've played it, you have no idea. Now he stays faced with a bank shot. If he makes the bank, he's not guaranteed to get on the green 6. Or does he play safe? He's gone for the bank and he's missed it. Bazza, he's at the table.
Now then, what a thing it would be if he took the lead.
He's got to play a little finesse shot here. He's got to flick it round 2 rails, a bit like Krause's red 3 ball in this very rack.
Saying he should, of course, we did him a disservice earlier on, Carl, describing him as the boss. He's the governor, but not on that shot.
No, it's a bit of distance. He was concerned about the cue ball. He actually did all right with the cue ball. I know he missed the pot, so the angle would have changed a little bit. But that just shows you, Phil, you can get opportunities. Purely and simply because you never know where the ball's going to land after the break shot. You can't guarantee an easy split. You used to be able to when we put the 1 on the spot. Now the 9's gone on the spot. That's all very technical. Nice shot there. Swings it round the back.
This is a nice introduction for Krause. He can become accustomed to being out there on the main table without the pressure of knowing he's up against another world-class exponent of 9-ball. By the way, I can tell you that Hunter Lombardo of the USA He's through without losing a rack. He beat Dan Jenkins 9-0. Dean Shields has taken the opening rack against Pablo Garcia Laga. Billy Thorpe and Felipe Gonzalez 1-1. Rolando Gonzalez and Landon Hollingsworth also 1-1. On table 2, one of our streamed matches. Carlo Biardo quickly 4-0 up on David Black. Chang Yi of Chinese Taipei, new name to me that one, Carl. He leads Tobias Bongers 3-0. And Alexander Kazakis has started out his title challenge 1-0 down to Ashik Nathwani, who in this tournament, in the very first edition 3 years ago, actually took a 6-0 lead over Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. Lost the match eventually, but that was notable in itself. Well, he's 1-0 up on Alexander Kazakis.
Okay, this is rack 2, winner breaks. Let's see what the table gives Krause this time. Watch the cue ball as well. That's okay, it stayed pretty clean. So back-to-back racks. The table's been pretty kind so far for Mickey. He's got to look at the blue too. Yeah, it's actually very nice this, because he doesn't have to go crazy with his positional shot here. It's all about leaving that nice angle on the red ball. He's actually come a bit too far. That is a shocker. I don't know why he didn't just leave the cue ball where the blue 2 was. And when you pot the red 3, you naturally come back over to the bottom left. He's put himself in a bit of a problem here. Now he's jacked over the 8. He's got to force this in to get the cue ball back, so he's going to have to play this with power. That was the previous match. I couldn't catch it. Nicely done. Good shot there. That will help him. Really nicely cued.
But those pots up the long rail, they were the ones that really were not working at the European Open for Mickey Krause. He missed several of them. He nearly missed that one. It wobbled.
Yeah, didn't go in the middle of the pocket at all. The red 3 ball though, jacked up. That was a wonderful shot. Coming through that little gap in between the green and the 9 ball. Slow roll this for a shot on the brown 7. This is what can happen, folks. It's fast, it's furious. Racks can soon start to disappear.
Well, in the end, he's taken these really nicely. 1-0 becomes 2-0. Getting a level of applause from his opponent. You know, in between racks, I think it's worth just reminding people of this extraordinary life that Barry Hearn has led. Started out as a qualified accountant in East London. From a working class background, he bought a snooker hall. Learnt about Steve Davis. They got together. The rest is snooker history. Davis dominated the game in the 80s, won the World Championship 6 times. There by his side was Barry Hearn, managing him so well. That's how the Matchroom brand began. It's into so many other different sports now, boxing in a major way. Of course, PDC darts, which has been an unqualified success. And for many years, Matchroom has been associated with pool as well. And this is one of those sports that Barry absolutely loves. He loves being around pool players, he told me. Even you, Cole.
I mean, that might be a step too far, but yeah, he loves it. And, you know, the fact that we've got open events on the tour, 256 players, and you know, he can sit in that chair in the main arena and play one of the best young European players we have in the sport. You know, he's done so much, hasn't he? You know, business-wise, he's conquered it all, he's seen it all, he's done it all. But this must fill him with some joy just competing. You know, obviously he couldn't do that at darts. He's not been able to do it at snooker and of course boxing. But the fact that these open events just lets normal people have a go, if that's the right way to put it. Phil, you can feel what it's like to be a professional pool player. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and of course, Barry has competed in sports all his life. He's a fine senior cricketer, I'm led to believe. He's also run the London Marathon. But beating someone like Mickey Krause, that would be like running an ultra marathon and then another one on top.
Yeah, he's got to start by winning a rack, of course. He had a chance in the opening rack. It was kind of mid to long range, long purple 5. And if you look at where the purple 5 is now, them 2 balls, there's problems. So Krause is trying to break him out and he's missed it. So now he can only see the edge of the pink 4 ball, so he's going to be playing safe. Ideally, he wants to kind of flick off it thin enough where he keeps the 4 near the rail, or certainly the 4 doesn't pass the purple and pot and just run the cue ball down. Oh, it's a bit of a strange one for me. He's not protected the 4 ball. Okay, complete miss-hit. That was a shocker.
We saw Barry Hearn knocking a very similar pink 4 ball to this into the same pocket during his practice rack.
Yeah, I think he'll play the hook though here, just because it's hard for him to get on the purple 5. He can just play a little stop shot, get rid of the pink, leave the cue ball behind the 8. He's got the game. He's put himself. Oh, this is not easy. Can't blame him, I suppose, for going for the pot. At least he's got a ball on the board. Smack going, you know. Oh, look at Barry. Where's the cue ball going to finish, though? Could have gone anywhere. Here's a replay. Look at this. I think he double kissed. Yeah, double kiss bank shot from Bazza. Not the easiest of hits, this is as well, by the way. If he misses it, don't forget, it's ball in hand. 1 shot. Put it anywhere you want. It's hit the 9. It's a foul. Mickey Krause, ball in hand.
I was just thinking, you know, ultimately, the governor writes the checks, our checks. So maybe we should say played for that double, not it was a fluke. Carl, I think that might be a good financial move. Hard lines, Barry, hitting that 9 ball. Very hard lines, I thought.
Yeah, it was a great back shot from Bazza. What it proves is, though, he can get some table time. If the balls come out a bit sticky, he will get visits to the table.
The other thing we must say about Barry Hearn, and this is a subject obviously very close to my heart, what he's done with snooker in the last decade plus. Before Barry and Matchroom took over World Snooker, the game was in a terrible state. Now look what happened last night at the Crucible Theatre. Zhao Xintong became the first Chinese, the first Asian world champion. The game is going places, and one of the prime forces in that, the one who laid all the foundation for snooker's current success, is the man sitting in that chair. And you know, when he came in, the changes, the improvements were almost immediate. The way he's increased the prize money in snooker, the tour as a whole, has been nothing short of phenomenal.
Yeah, there's many a pool player that's wanting Barry Hearn to do the same with this sport of Nineball. It's such a global game, it's played all over the world. That's what its unique selling point is. There's over 50 countries represented in the UK Open here alone, Phil. And as I was saying, the balls can determine how many visits a player can get, and here he's going to get back to the table here. He might be in there. He might be in jail, but he could get a shot here. Got to watch he doesn't bank the two in the side if he's playing safe. Oh, he's done well.
You're right about the cosmopolitan nature of Nineball, though. That's one of its great calling cards. When you consider, OK, it was only 32 players at the Crucible for this World Championship just completed, but only 8 nations were represented in the TV stages of this year's World Snooker Championship. Well, it was the 9-ball he caught in the previous rack. Now it's the 8-ball.
Just slightly rushing it, so when you get down on the shot you think you're going to miss the object ball, but he's just flicked it. He's moved the 8.
I think Barry will enjoy the fact that Krause isn't showboating. He's treating the match, he's treating his opponent with respect. He's playing properly.
Yeah, well, the thing is with pool, or I suppose any sport or game, is he wants to put a good performance in because he's got other matches to come, hasn't he? He wants to play his way into the event. He doesn't want it to get scrappy and feel like he's missed balls and played bad positional shots, because that can carry on into the next match. So believe me, he wants to put a good performance in. It was a poor positional shot to leave himself here on the purple 5. And he's going to go for a combo, Phil. Believe me, this is not easy. There's a bit of a gap between the green 6 and the 9. Granted, it looks fairly straight, 6 to 9, but there's distance between cue ball and object ball as well.
I thought he delivered the cue very smoothly there, and the 9-ball went in without touching the sides, and so 4-0. Really good combo this, as Carl described.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the rules of 9-ball, you always have to hit the lowest ball on the table first, and if you do so and pot the 9, you win the rack early, like Krause just did.
Now, we've had a couple of surprising results so far this morning already, with defeats for Rico Rompainen and for Tyler Steyer. Well, maybe Claudio Cacci will be another centre-the-one lost side earlier than expected, because on table 21, the young Albanian finds himself 7-5 down to Julian Serradilla of Switzerland. He was 4-1 behind Cacci, caught up, achieved level pegging, but now Serradilla might be having second wind. Jonas Suter Camino, now a multiple World 9-ball Tour ranking event winner, quickly 4-0 up on Dancer. And Lu Hui Chan on the hill against Saman Golami at 8-4. Billy Thorpe and Felipe Gonzalez 2-2. Landon Hollingsworth 3-1 up on Rolando Gonzalez.
Keeping an eye on where the balls finish. I don't know if there's a possible carom on. A carom is when you hit the lowest ball and send the cue ball into another ball, and that ball goes in the pocket. And with it being the 9-ball, Phil, if Krause can hit the red 3 first, I think he's having a little look at this, you know. So Karen, 9-ball into the corner for another quick rack.
Extremely quick. So first it was the combo, then the carom, and just like that, Krause's stranglehold on the contest tightens. Thought he judged that one really nicely.
Yeah, don't be fooled for thinking that was a hanger. You've got to judge them. You've got to put hours and hours of practice in to understand, you know, the physics of the balls.
Someone who knows the physics of pool balls extremely well. Some would argue he knows them better than anyone. Joshua Filler. He lost the opening rack against Alauro Katapang of the Philippines, but he won 9-2 in the end. So Filler will now play Jiri Virtaranta of Finland, who came through 9-1 against Stephen Capaldi. Jan van Leerup is a 9-5 winner over Benjamin Belhassen. Van Leerup got to the semi-finals of the Scottish Open and held a substantial lead over Aloysius Jaap, 8-3, before Jaap won the closing 7 racks. So the Dutchman, Van Leerup, is one to keep an eye on.
He's making a 1 with ease, this Krause. Because of that, he stays at the table. Then you never know what the table's going to give you. But so far, it's been pretty kind. He's got a look at the blue 2 here. Goes into the far corner pocket, which you can kind of just roll in. And then play the red 3 in the same pocket. Pink 4 goes easy, the 8-ball's not impeding that, so this is a good table layout. Just got to make sure you pop the ball here, which it does. Lost its cue ball a little bit there though. In this instance, want to be fairly straight. This is not where he planned to be at the start of this rack. Granted, he can pot this, he's still at the table, but whenever there's a bit of distance, it just means your cue ball control is going to be a little tougher.
What a difference this start to the one he made when he was defending European Open champion in Sarajevo. He won his first 2 matches, albeit unconvincingly. Lost his next 2 against Emil Gangflo and Hubert Lopotko. Not very often you see a defending champion, Carl, go out so early.
So used to these guys getting through qualification rounds and getting to that single elimination final 64, so it was disappointing for Krause, but it's in the past, this is the present. So far so good.
Yeah, it is one-way traffic. And the governor right now is being governed. 6-0.
Yeah, it's not been a good day at the office for our celebs, has it? No one's won a rack yet.
And of course, next up we've got another Andy Goldstein taking on Ramazan Akdag. That's on the main table. Goldstein, though, can pot a ball, so that should be quite interesting. And when you talk about enthusiasm and love of the sport, he's right up there.
Is that the next TV match?
It is indeed.
Oh wow, watching that front row. Luckily, I don't have to buy a ticket, Phil. Saves a couple of dollars.
Well, if we're critical about Barry Hearn, you might have to buy a ticket because we might be thrown out.
We've been kind so far. He's not had much table time, to be fair, has he? He's been froze out a lot of the racks. He's been hooked. If you go back to rack 1, that was a bit of a chance, wearing that longish 5, you know, when he missed it. Other than that, he's not really had much, has he?
Well, it's easy to be praiseworthy about Barry Hearn's career in sport because he's done wonders, let's face it. By the way, the winner of this match will take on either Damien Massey or Hassan Shahid. Right now, over on table 13, Massey leading 3-1.
This shot, the break shot, has been working very nice for Mickey Krause. He's been hitting it good, trying to get rid of the yellow one in left centre. There he goes. And he's been getting shots at the blue too. There's another one. It's amazing. He's come off the back of that win at the Scottish Open just with the weekend gone. It's amazing how it continues. You know, when you're winning tournaments at pool, you just feel like no matter what you do on the pool table, everything just goes your way.
Well, I mentioned this before, but I think it's worth repeating. The fact he beat in the last 16, then the quarterfinals, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz and Eklund Kachi for the loss of only 4 racks in total. I think that underlines just the rich vein of form he's in. Having spoken to Mickey Krause while we were out there in Florida, I know exactly how much he enjoyed being involved in that European team at the Mosconi Cup, and it's a big motivation to be back there. But of course, with the strength Europe possesses, there are no guarantees at all.
Shot comes up so regular on a pool table where you've got to pot it up the rail at a steep angle and come off this second rail like Mickey just did. That's a shot you need to practice. It comes up so much. 7-0, Phil.
Yeah, he played that last positional shot from 8 to 9 beautifully with lots of running side, landed smack bang behind the 9-ball, and of course that was never going to be missed. Could be a quick one, this.
I mean, you're talking about us being kind to Barry Hearn, but what about Mickey Krause? He needs to be a bit careful. You don't want to put the donut on Barry, does he? Calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Although, I will say this, I think Barry would appreciate that more than someone who was gifting him a rack, because that wouldn't sit well either.
Yeah, I was only joking. I mean, he's got to give him a donut, hasn't he? He's doing it for the pool players around the world. Again, it's about Mickey getting into his rhythm, into his mojo. He's here to win the tournament. This is just the first step of that.
And after the way he performed at the European Open last year, when he beat Skylar Woodward in the semi-finals and Johan Schur so impressively in the final, you know he's got the credentials to lift the trophy here.
Again, he's been making the one ball. I think he's made it every break. And he's been getting a look at the lowest ball on the table. Cue ball. Yep, he was always tracking. You can hear the cheers around the room. They want Bazza to win a rack.
That voice, the big cheer, sounded like Emily Fraser.
Yeah, she's trying to keep in his good books as well. Not that she needs to. Got to draw the cue ball back in.
Oh my God, that was pathetic. It's been such a long time sitting down.
Barry supplying his own commentary. If you didn't hear it, he said, "Oh my God, that was pathetic. I've spent such a long time sitting down, I forgot how to pot one."
Well, luckily the 8 ball went in. Come on, Barry. It's not the one in. Where's he going to finish? That's okay. That's all that matters. I know you missed the pot, but the main thing is you've not left Mickey straight in. Funny, isn't it? Doesn't matter who you are. It really doesn't. You can practice all the hours you want. You put in all the table time. There's nothing like being out there, starting the match with a lag, shaking your opponent's hand, and it's game on. You're in the heat of battle. That is a naughty shot, Mickey. Come on, Bazza. One rail, hit it full. Same again, one shot, ball in hand. Mickey will put it anywhere he wants. There is a possible purple 5-9 combo. Doesn't need to do that. I'm sure he won't do that. Just pointing it out.
Well, on table 2, Carlo Biardo is in to beat David Black 9-1. He just needs 7, 8 and 9, all of which are accessible.
Lost the cue ball a little bit here. He's having to jack up. This could go wrong. It hasn't though. He's hit that pure.
And here is Biardo to get over the line.
Yeah, and there it is, Phil, the former world champ, former US Open champ, one of the best to ever do it from the Philippines. Carlo Biardo is into round 2.
Just enough room, up and down the table. Okay, Barry's missed a few, but I think this has been a really compact performance by Mickey Krause.
Okay, 50-yard line. This is not where he wanted the cue ball. This is missable. Top left or top right? He's going top left because he feels that plays like a bigger pocket. Can afford to catch the left rail. Doesn't need the rail. It's in the middle of the bag and he's on the hill.
Lots of disappointed faces around this commentary box. They all want their boss to get a rack on the board. He might do it in his next match, but here I think the chances are now slim to none, because Mickey Krause, he's taken this seriously. Good on him for doing that, and he's on the hill in no time at 8-0. Damien Massey 4-1 up on Hassan Shahid. As I say, the winner of that match plays the winner of Krause or Hearn, which of course will be Krause. Nicholas Tan from Singapore's 2-2 with James Jack. John Morrow all the way from Canada, 1-0 down to Ramesh Gokul. Nick Chatulpus of Greece, 1-0 up on Masato Yoshioka, the Japanese World Cup player. Edward Koyonjian of Indonesia, 2-1 on Benji Buckley. 3-1 for Imran Majid, one of the UK's finest pool players. 3-1 for him over Martin Foreman of the Philippines. Make that 4-1 for Majid. And Ashik Nathwani 3-2 up on Alexander Kazakis.
Yeah, he likes playing the big names, does Ashik. Keep you posted, or you can check it out yourself, WNTLivescores.com. Again, Phil, another break. He's had some shots on the 2-ball in this match. And is this the end for the Governor?
Yeah, you have to believe so. Although the 5 going cosy to the 9 might be a problem. Well, as it turns out, shape on the 4 is a problem. Now, normally, Krause would put his opponents in a world of trouble here with numerous balls to hide behind.
Well, he's played the cheeky 2-way bank, and he's made it. Clever shot.
It was always going to be tricky against Mickey for Barry Hearn, and the way Krause has performed has basically turned this match into a procession.
Yeah, he's going to move into round 2. As I said, regardless of who you're playing, often it's about yourself, and I'm sure he'll be feeling pretty good after his performance here in round 1.
Barry Hearn comes forward, shakes Mickey Krause's hand. I'm sure that the Governor was impressed by the way Krause performed. He should be, because I thought that was a hiding to nothing for the Viking from Denmark, but he came through unscathed. Barry Hearn will now be hoping to win a rack or 2 on the 1-loss side. Next up, another celebrity entrant, Andy Goldstein. Will he do any better?